We're going to show you some clips of St. Francis, the University of St. Francis in Indiana. Their full man to half man technique. It's a two-gap technique that they use from their three down front to help against zone read teams or any zone teams for that matter. Special thanks goes out to Coach Wagner and Coach Didier, the defensive coordinators at St. Francis, for contributing to this special report. We both have two different shots for you. We have an wide shot and an end zone shot as well, so we're going to probably advance to the end zone shot to see some of these. And the whole principle is being able to feel blocks and knowing where the block is coming from and be able to slide your body into the gap eventually you're responsible for once you feel the reaction of the block. So we're going to take a look at now as a left defensive end in this situation. He's going to get, and they play with 4 techniques. They do play with 5 techniques, St. Francis. They move around a little bit, but for the most part, the 4 technique gives them the opportunity to play a full man to a half man technique. So as he's continuing to get this reach block, he is simply, Coach Didier and Coach Wagner, the defensive line coach, is just going to tell that defensive end, you're just going to get reached. So he's going to allow him to get reached in this particular standpoint, and he's going to use his hands to stay and fight into that B gap. What that does is it draws the offensive guard to help with that double team. So once you get a 2-for-1 situation, we all know it's an advantageous situation to be in as a defensive coach because now someone is not getting blocked at the point of attack. But now as you see, it's a pretty good job by this player, or and a poor job by that left guard, but this player is able to split that double team and get involved on the tackle. Now this clip, we're going to take a look at the right defensive end on your screen. So we're looking right here. You have a 3-man surface. He's still going to play a 4 technique even though there's a 3-man surface there. And Coach Didier and Coach Wagner do talk about their adjustments to a 3-man surface in the special report. We're just talking strictly on the full man to half man technique here. So right now the zone's going away. Okay, he is going to allow himself to now slide. This is a full man to half man technique. He's going to take on hips, hands, and feet is the big coaching point for St. Francis. Leading with the hips, following with the hands, and using the feet. Now he is going to slide himself back. You know, I remember Coach Foster at Virginia Tech talked about it being a pad back technique. So he's going to push his pads back now into that tight end. What that does is it frees this linebacker to take this gap. And the whole methodology behind this is trying to take 2-for-1 and trying to stay in your gap while alleviating blockers at the second level. So see, he's able to do that, a good fit, whatever you want to call this, a corkscrew technique, a bar stool technique on that double team. He's able to sit in there and draw the block of the tackle and the tight end so that linebacker can now show presence into that B gap. And of course you have the overhang player, very advantageous in odd fronts. He's able to be there in case the ball bounces outside like it does there and he makes the play. So now you have zone action going to the right. We're going to take a look at the left defensive end over here. We have zone action coming to him. So there's the same side zone situation where the back is set to the same side as the zone. Okay, so now it's a tight reach for this player right now. He's going to pick that foot up, put it down again. He's going to show presence, hips, hands, and feet, that defensive end. Okay. This, and if you look at the nose, I think the nose is important to see in this situation too. Because the nose, since he's fighting into that A gap, he's able to draw the block of the guard. So now you have an unblocked player, which is that linebacker at the point of attack. Not only that, but you give freedom of this player to come back into the B gap if he needs to once he recognizes the block. You're going to take a look at the left defensive end to the right defensive end to the bottom of the screen here. We'll check the end zone shot. This is a pretty good point here because he's going to stretch the play a little wider. So now you're looking at this defensive end, okay, 4 technique on that tackle. Okay, wide zone situation. He's going to get hips, hands, and feet. Again, he's going to control the blocker. Now he's going to go from full man to half man. He's going to allow himself to be reached. Okay, this guard's going to lag, okay, and make contact there. And there's the unblocked player. The guard eventually decides to work to that linebacker. Now, which frees that defensive end up to play the B gap. I mean, really, it's just gap exchanging, but it's a post-snap gap exchange based on the reaction of the block. He's going to allow himself to get reached, come back and play the B gap against zone schemes. Player just needs to make the tackle, obviously, there, and he's in better shape. This is a good clip of it here. I want to take a look at this defensive end here. Really good job playing this zone read. You know, to me, this is kind of a second-level trait here. Once you're this good at it as a pistol alignment, and Coach talks about how he triggers which defensive end based on the alignment of the offset back. Right now, it looks like it's a pistol alignment, so there's no clue offensively. But again, hips, hands, and feet. All right, so now the zone's going away from him. He's going to control the blocker. He's going to go from full man to half man. Now he's going to slide his body. Okay, he's going to control the blocker. Very strong technique here. He's going to slide his body, okay, out into the C gap. And he's able to be there, show presence there when the quarterback pulls the ball. He's able to be there. And again, you have two players on the quarterback because you have that linebacker as well. So you have the inside linebacker and you have that defensive end working that combination, the B and C gap aiming points. Two more clips for you, I think we have here. Or three more. Okay. Looking at the right defensive end here. Hips, hands, and feet. Again, he's going to allow himself to get reach. He's going to fight back in, control that guard, force that guard to come on him, which frees up that play side linebacker again. So there you see the guard. It's really like poetry in motion when you see this thing happen on film. When you see these coaching points as a coach come to fruition on the film, he's going to slide back now. Okay, what that does is it forces this guard almost to make contact with him. Now he sees that linebacker. He's going to work to the linebacker. All right, now this player becomes free into the B gap to make the play. I mean, it's just, you know, when we first started doing researching on this, it seemed like a complicated concept, but talking to a bunch of out front coaches, Coach Didier and Coach Wagner at the University of St. Francis being two of them, we found how simplistic in a way this could be once they understand the concept of it. Okay, we're looking at the right defensive end here. Okay, zone's going to him. Again, hips, hands, and feet. He's going to slide. He's going to allow himself to get reached. Play the B gap. Forces that ball to cut back outside to the C gap. You have an extra hitter there. This last clip I want to show you, I want to watch the nose on this last clip. Pretty good job by that nose. So the nose is working the same concept as a zero technique as the four techniques here. You know, we talked to a lot of coaches like Coach Crocker, the defensive coordinator at Villanova. He talks more about playing the play side A gap with the nose. There are other coaches, such as the staff at University of St. Francis here, okay, who will lag backside on the out front. So he feels himself getting reached right now. Okay, now what happens? He's going to lag back. Okay, he is going to pad back into that guard, force that guard. He's going to let himself get reached again. Full man to half man technique, as it's called. And here is the open backer who's unblocked. Now, of course, you have the pulling guard accounting, so you have to make sure you have another player, okay, that comes to the party here with that pulling guard, but the nose is able to get back out, okay, right here and play the opposite A gap and get in on the tackle. So some visual evidence for you coaches on that full man to half man technique that is used at the University of St. Francis in Indiana. Coaches, we appreciate your time.